One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Warriors, welcome to episode number 70. Before we get into this powerful podcast episode, a quick message from our sponsors. The Anxiety Guy podcast is supported in part by HelloFresh, the meal kit service dedicated to making cooking fun, easy, and convenient. Each week, HelloFresh creates new delicious recipes with step-by-step instructions designed to take around 30 minutes for everyone from novices to seasoned home cooks short on time. They source the freshest ingredients measured to the exact quantity needed so that there's no food waste. All delivered to your doorstep in a special insulated box for free. For 50% off your first box, visit HelloFresh.ca and enter promo code ANXIETY50 when you subscribe. Warriors, welcome to episode number 70. Today we're talking about anxiety and depression. Can they go hand in hand? What was Dennis's story as far as anxiety and depression? And what are some steps that I can take in order to move past this debilitating chapter in my life, if that's what you're thinking right now? So I want to get into it right away and share a little bit about my past experience with depression because depression stemmed from the idea that I was always going to be sensitized. I was always going to have anxiety. I was always going to be doomed. Because what started to happen was I started to really absorb some of this information, some of this advice that I was getting from people that I looked up to. The people I looked up to were people like my doctor, maybe a friend out there, my best friend, maybe a family member. These were people that affected me greatly. So the idea that when a doctor told me that, hey, your dad has anxiety, your grandpa has anxiety, okay, that means that you're going to have anxiety for the rest of your life. When that word is being told to me, I absorbed that and I said, oh my goodness, I guess this is true because that's the doctor, that's what he said. Or a psychotherapist that would say, the only way to overcome this is through, years and years of psychotherapy and drugs and all this sort of stuff. And those things stick. And when they stick, it tends to move into depression because nobody wants to live a life of being anxious because people used to go, my goodness, Dennis, you have social anxiety? Are you shy? Why are you so shy? With social anxiety, it's not that people are shy. These are some of the most outgoing people I've ever met. The problem is the voices that they hear every single time they want to partake in some kind of social activity. Those voices are saying, hey, it's not safe to go out there. It's not safe to mingle with people. Maybe you'll get some criticism. Be careful. So, when we talk about social anxiety, let's try to understand these people a little bit better. They're not shy. They're not shy. They just live in fear. That's what it is. But back to depression. And during my anxiety and depression days, I carried depression with me all day long. I woke up in the morning and I was severely depressed because I had to face the day. I had to face people. I had to face to-do lists. There were so many things I had to do and it got so overwhelming. I don't know if you guys remember the Ghostbusters movie, but when they had to get some of those ghosts, then put them in the boxes, then they needed a big box to put those little boxes in. You guys remember that movie? It was very similar to what I was going through because there was this emotional bankruptcy. It was like this hitting a wall feeling where all these little emotional experiences from the past led to my big box, and then my big box was basically overflowing. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle my depression or my anxiety because everything was just so go, go, go. I could have even sat in my room by myself and just do nothing and I would get tired. Just this idea of my mind running wild was enough for me to get that emotional bankruptcy. So I had to take some time to learn these three things that I totally committed to. And I persisted, and it truly, truly worked. It lessened my depression, and in turn, it lessened my anxiety. And I want to share these with you right now. And these are based around cognitive behavioral therapy, and I know that they're going to help you big time. First things first, warriors, we must engage in breathing exercises. There's so much information out there that it can be so overwhelming. So the first thing you want to do is engage in breathing exercises. But the power behind burst breathing is that you first exhale and then you begin your breathing exercise. So first thing you would do, you wouldn't inhale on the first breath, you would exhale on the first breath. And then from then on, you would focus on your 4x4s, where you inhale for 4 and you exhale for 4. Now, the association or the link behind this breathing exercise is that by exhaling first, you are releasing all that emotional negative energy within you. So breathing exercises, very, very important. Put one hand on your stomach, put one hand on your chest area, and make sure that you're breathing through your diaphragm. Make sure that you're breathing through your stomach area. Okay, so learn some breathing exercises, commit to these on a daily basis. They are going to help with your depressive state, I promise you. The other thing you want to do is you want to schedule activities, okay? So start scheduling things in. Just get out there and start doing, because with anxiety, for me at least, it started with this idea of, oh my goodness, I have general anxiety, nobody likes me, I can't mingle with people, I'm scared of my certain environments, and then it led to sensations. Oh my goodness, I have this panic attack, I have this sensation, and then it led to depression. So there was basically a structured way of me getting to that depressive state. I wasn't depressed for no reason. I was depressed because of the state I was living in on a daily basis. And this goes the same for you. So first things first, breathing exercises. Second, activity scheduling. Get out there, partake in some activities. Get out there in a group and start doing some yoga, start doing some tai chi, start doing some qigong, start doing some meditation, start meeting your friends for some tea dates, start an exercise routine, which is so crucial. You must be exercising on a daily basis. And exercise doesn't mean running up hills for hours and hours and hours. It means going for that walk. It means going for that light jog. It could be anything. It could be going for that bike ride. But make sure you do it every single day, okay? And you're going to be building momentum. You're going to be building confidence, some belief within you. And as soon as you start to prove to yourself that you can, that snowball effect starts to happen, okay? So the second thing you want to be doing in stage number 2, that was basically stage number 1, where you get your breathing exercises in play, where you start scheduling activities, and where you start to engage in some exercise. Then what you want to do is tackle the negative automatic thought patterns with a focus on self-esteem and self-criticizing thoughts. Now, think about how irrational some of these thoughts are when you're talking to yourself as far as, I'll never be able to achieve XYZ. I'll never be able to reach my goals and dreams in my life. No one will ever accept me. I'll be living with anxiety forever. I want you guys to dive deep into these thoughts and understand where they came from. They may have came from the first instance where you had that one panic attack, or they may have come from your growing up days between the ages of 0 and 10, where your parents were depressed, where your parents had anxiety, and their beliefs turned into your beliefs. So try to understand where these thought patterns came from and start focusing on them and targeting those things. How much truth is there behind these things? We confuse the idea of thinking and remembering. So many people think that they are thinking when in fact they're just remembering things from the past. This is not you. This is the new you that investigates like a spy, investigates these thought patterns based around your self-esteem, based around your self-criticizing thoughts that you currently engage in on a daily basis. So look a little bit deeper into these, try to find the rationale behind them, try to understand where they came from, and then start building on the opposite of these negative automatic thoughts. Warriors, the third thing you want to make sure that you do is clean up your diet. Please clean up your diet, because I understand the whole grab and go idea. I did it for so many years in my diet with pizza from the night before, or a quick cheese and bread sandwich, or, I'll just have a couple of chips. Next thing you know, it turned into a couple of bags. I get that, because what starts to happen is we don't start to pay attention to our diet, our lifestyle, until something happens. We get that disease or virus or something like that, and then all of a sudden we go, oh my God, I have to take care of myself now. No. Start taking care of your little D's, which is your diet, so that you can eliminate the big D's, which is your diseases. So you don't have to worry about that in the long term. So our stomach is often referred to as our second brain. Let's understand this. How we treat our digestive system can dramatically change our emotions and alter our mood disorders in a positive manner. So what I want you to do is clean up your diet. Remove any acidic foods that you may be eating right now. Drink more filtered water, alkaline water if possible. Convert to a vegan or more plant-based diet. So important. Something that changed my life. Don't consume any processed foods, please. Eliminate sodas, sugars, coffee, and replace them with herbal teas, herbal coffee, green drinks, stuff like that, guys. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you replace your dairy milk with non-dairy milk, such as coconut, hemp, or almond milk. And another thing that you truly want to pay attention to is to start adding green juices and smoothies to your diet. So truly important that you become conscious of your diet, get the right foods in you, and when you start to feel better, your moods are going to change. You're going to feel more rational, more positive. You're going to start seeing the positive and optimistic in everything. So again, the diet goes a long way towards creating this momentum and getting ourselves out of the idea of anxiety and depression. So please pay attention to it, okay? So guys, those are the 3 stages I want you to focus on if you're feeling depressed and it's going hand in hand with your anxiety. I promise you, if you commit to this for 4 weeks, okay, go back, listen to this podcast episode again, commit to it for 4 weeks, clean up your diet, start adding some scheduling in, okay? Start exercising, start being conscious of those thought patterns and start challenging those things. Go over the 3 stages again, write them down, tattoo them on your arm. Okay, maybe not tattoo them on your arm, but please memorize these things and implement them into your life. And if you have any comments on this podcast, make sure to add your comments in the podcast section of this post on anxietyexit.com. I will see everybody in the next episode. Love you so much. And remember, you are more than anxiety. Bye, warriors.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.